Do you need more leads for your business? Now, this is a question that was brought up. Actually, I was the one who phrased it to one of my business partners. And what I was trying to figure out is like, we have advisors who are wanting to pay more money, right? They're like, hey, I need more leads. I want more leads. Give me more leads. I love what's going on. What can we do to get more leads? And so that was the question that I was asking. I was like, hey, what can we do to get these advisors more leads? And so what ended up happening was I had a great discussion with one of my business partners where I was like, what can we do? What are your thoughts? And now we're always testing different traffic sources, things that we can do, different alternatives to what we have going on. And what I absolutely loved about this conversation was my business partner said something to me that completely shifted my perspective on what we were looking for. And she's like, hey, do these advisors need more leads or do they need more sales? And I was like, oh man, like that's good. And so I want to phrase that question to you. Do you need more leads or do you need more sales? Now, what really is kind of interesting is when it comes to the conversation of what is a lead, right? We have leads, prospects, and for the longest time, I almost viewed that word lead as like a dirty word, a bad word. And it's like, I never wanted to call myself a lead vendor or a lead generator or whatever it was. Like that was an internal hang up that I have. But in reality, that's what we're providing to a lot of our advisors is we're providing more leads. But more important than that is we are looking to provide sales. So personally, I don't care at all how many leads you get. I care about how many sales you get. And so one of the things that absolutely drives me insane is when somebody's like, yeah, this company's promising 100 leads or 50 leads or 1,000 leads, like you name it. And then I'm looking at it, it's like, okay, that's great, but what is a lead? Well, they're going to get me 50 email addresses a month or 1,000 email addresses a month or whatever it is. And it's like, okay, but what is that going to translate to in terms of sales? And so what I want to do really fast is break down that leads versus sales conversation and figure out how can we get more of these leads and transition them and convert them into more sales. So what we do with our high premium attraction system for life insurance and financial advisors is we're looking to help you get more sales. Now, what does that mean? We can break down, how many leads are we going to get you in a month or how many, whatever it is. But what we're looking at is we're going to look at getting maybe on average about, let's say somewhere between 500 and 1,000 new email addresses into your nurturing sequences, right? Now, are those 500 to 1,000 email addresses, are they leads? I don't know, maybe. You can define them as a lead, but what I'm looking at is I want you to have between 8 and 12 high quality new appointments with prospects in your target market. So if you're looking to work with business owners or doctors or high net worth individuals, that's who I want you to be having appointments with. Now, with our high premium attraction system, it's on a pay per qualified appointment basis. And the kicker is that you get to determine what counts as a qualified appointment. So if you have an appointment that gets booked on your calendar and you have a conversation with that person and you find out that, they're a business owner, quote unquote, but in reality, they've made about $500 from that business over the last 5 years, that may not be a qualified appointment. They just may not have the means to be able to work with you. So you just let us know, hey, this was not a qualified appointment, a qualified lead, whatever you want to label it as. You send it back to us. We remove that person from your system. You don't have to pay for it. So that's where we are looking at continuing to provide high quality prospects to you, high quality new appointments that are actually contributing to your bottom line. But one of the things that you need to remember is that you never know when somebody is going to become a sale, right? You don't know how many touch points it's going to take for somebody to finally pull the trigger and say, man, I need to work with financial advisor John or life insurance agent Susie or whoever you are. You never know how many touch points it's going to take or what the tipping point is that's going to make somebody push across the finish line. So how do we combat this? What do we do? So with us, what we're looking at in our program specifically, we're like, hey, we are in charge, and it's because it's pay-per qualified appointment, the burden is on us to continue to deliver those high quality appointments, those high quality leads or prospects or whatever that are actually impacting your bottom line. So what we're going to have over here is we're going to have some sort of traffic source. Now, for you, that may be Facebook, that may be LinkedIn, that may be Instagram, that may be TikTok. You got to find out what works for you. There's no one size fits all. There's no, hey, this is the way to go, or the right way to go, or the only way to go. there's no one size fits all. I believe in what we do. I believe we're going to be beneficial for a lot of advisors' businesses. We've helped people make millions of dollars, but we're not going to be the solution for everybody, right? So that being said, figure out the traffic source that works for you. How are you going to bring people into your system? Step number 2, you need to have a system in place to continue to nurture, educate, indoctrinate. Set yourself up as the subject matter expert, and then always have a way to get somebody to book that next appointment with you. One of the biggest killers of any marketing campaign is going to be if you're pushing too hard, too fast out the gate. So what I like to do, especially when we're looking at a marketing system where we're not paying for any ads, right? We're not paying for a Facebook ad or a LinkedIn ad. We're looking at a lot of non-paid organic methods. The biggest thing that I like to do is to be able to provide value up front. Just inundate your prospects with value so that they will give you the time of the day, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have that traffic source that's going to get us, consistent traffic coming in, consistent quality traffic coming in. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to set up a series of systems in place, nurturing systems, educational sequences, follow-up sequences, so that we are always continuing to set you up as the subject matter expert, but we are always giving somebody the next step to take to be able to take advantage of your services and take advantage of your offer. So always making sure that we're saying, hey, when you're ready, book a discovery call. Hey, when you're ready, book a strategy session. When you're ready, here's the next step to take, right? So with a lot of these systems and where a lot of advisors tend to fall short, and this is something that happened to me as well, what happens is we start getting these processes in place. We have got a killer landing page. Like, this is the landing page, the funnel, whatever it is. But what happens is we get that launch and maybe we get 1 or 2 quick wins. And then from there, it's like, okay, what's next? That if somebody didn't take advantage of your offer in that moment, what are they going to do, right? We're relying on them just remembering to give you a call or give you a ring or to give you to remember where your contact information is so that they can, book a meeting with you when they're ready. What I like to do instead, and why I like this high premium attraction system, is what we're going to do with our advisors is once somebody goes through our initial funnel, right? Let's say that we were able to gather 1,000 email addresses in a month. We have 1,000 prospects who are actively getting messages from you, getting communication from you. We're actively driving them towards pages where they can learn more about you, your offer, they can book a meeting. Let's say out of those 1,000, we had, 10 high quality prospects come through and book an appointment with you. That means that we have 990 prospects that did not take that step, right? So they're going to be sitting here at either the end of this warm-up email sequence. They're going to be at the end of this, the message sequence that we have. 990 people there who, maybe we have another 10 that unsubscribe, and so we're at 980. Let's say that we have another 10 that booked an appointment, but they didn't follow through. Now we're at 970. That still means that you have 970 people who could potentially be a prospect if they learn to recognize your subject matter expertise, or a lot of these folks just simply don't know what they don't know. So what we're going to do on our side is instead of just saying, all right, well, let's go get more people. We will continue to go get more people into the system. But from there, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put together, let's say we want to put together a webinar, right? And let me move my head out of the way. So let's say we're going to do a webinar, okay? So now all of a sudden, instead of just having these emails stop here, hey, let's get another email going out and let's drive traffic to a webinar where we're going to convert some of those individuals. Maybe let's get 2 emails that drive people to that webinar. So that way we can, get a couple bites of the apple. The call to action inside of that webinar is going to be to book a discovery call. You will have people who take advantage of your offer in that moment. There are going to be a number of people who don't take advantage of that. So what are we going to do? Well, let's go ahead and let's continue with that sequence, okay? Let's go ahead and let's get another thing put together where somebody can continue to learn more about who you are, what you do, how you can help them, showcase that subject matter expertise, and help them understand why they need to take advantage of your products and services today. So from there, let's say we put together a guide, right? Let's say, hey, we've got a guide. This is going to be a great thing for you to learn how to protect your retirement income. Let's drive traffic to that. What's the call to action inside of there? Hey, book a discovery call, right? So that's where we're looking at, not just getting more leads, right? You can get 1 million leads, but if those don't ever lead to a sale, what good did that do you? If you have 10,000 people on an email list, but you never market to that email list, you never nurture those individuals because you're afraid of coming across as salesy or spammy or whatever, you basically just unsubscribe 10,000 people for them, right? Regardless of who might have been a good prospect on that list. So that's what I want you to think about. Now, if you do have questions, there's going to be inside of the comments here. I'll have a link over to my calendar, or you can go to trendadvisor.com, learn more about who we are, what we do, about our high premium attraction system. As always, happy to help out however I can, and I'll talk to you guys soon.